Government of Malaysia by conducting the first ever national inquiry on land and indigenous peoples. This reflects Article 26 of the EMRIP, stating indigenous peoples have the right to their land, territories and resources, and states should give legal recognition to these land, territories and resources. We believe the EMRIP can be mainstreamed in our society through continuous active engagement with our governments. We, the indigenous peoples of Malaysia, believe that the EMRIP can provide a venue for pluralism to happen in our country. Mr. Chairman, I would like to thank you for reminding this session earlier yesterday regarding the opportunity to formulate constructive proposals to the Human Rights Council for its role as a body that can move the process of the implementation of the EMRIP forward. Article 42 of the EMRIP states that the United Nations, its bodies, specialized agencies, including at the country level, and states shall promote respect for and full application of the provisions of this declaration and follow up the effectiveness of this declaration. Therefore, we would like to put forward these recommendations for the EMRIP to recommend to the Human Rights Council. To refer to the EMRIP for thematic advice on the implementation of the EMRIP at the national level and propose to the Human Rights Council for its consideration to urgently and immediately examine, monitor and publicly report on the situation of indigenous people's rights in Malaysia. To establish and strengthen programs to promote the EMRIP and to establish a mechanism to monitor the implementation of EMRIP in the local and national level together with UN agencies that has its country office in Malaysia. To provide resources for indigenous people's organization to promote the declaration in the local and national level in line with the program of work of the second decade of indigenous peoples and in accordance with the UN development guidelines. To urge the Government of Malaysia to fulfill its pledge to the Human Rights Council as mentioned in its statements during the UN General Assembly of its obligation to integrate the EMRIP in national laws and policies. Terima kasih. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.